Minnesota Vikings are 1-0. Happy Victory Monday, Vikings fans. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, I'm going to be going over my top overreactions, my top takeaways from the Week 1 victory versus the New York Giants, as we also have some great news around Jordan Addison, who did leave the game with an ankle injury. But before we dive into that, we're already looking ahead to next week versus the San Francisco 49ers. And we asked you guys last week, if you want the Vikings to beat the Giants, like the video. We got over 700 likes. So I'm putting the goal on today's show. 1,000 likes, the most ever in a show at Vikings Now history by Chat Sports. If you guys could hit that thumbs up icon, don't jinx this football team. If you want the Vikes to catch a Week 2 victory over the 49ers. Let's get the injury update around Jordan Addison. This was actually tweeted out by Ian Rappaport. He said that Jordan Addison did avoid major injury, and the Vikings will go through the process and come up with a timeline here in the near future. So it's looking like Addison, after he did leave the game versus the New York Giants with an ankle injury, he avoided major injury. This is not going to be a situation, hopefully, where he is out 4 to 5 months. If it is a high ankle sprain, he will be out for a while, but I'm hoping it's just a sprained ankle. Maybe he will get back before the Week 2 game versus the Niners, but looking unlikely. But again, great news. Addison avoided major injury, as if the Vikings were to lose him, I think it would be obviously detrimental for this football team moving forward. Let's get into the top takeaways here. Number one for me, Sam Darnold flipped the script. He was fantastic against the New York Giants. Now, the interception he had wasn't his fault. It was batted at the line of scrimmage, or his arm was batted on the follow through. It just kind of flew up in the air. It was a duck, but besides that, he was perfect. 19 of 24, 208 yards, 2 touchdowns in a game where they didn't ask him to do much. All they asked him was to control the offense, get in and out of every single play, and just execute at a very high level, and he did that. I mean, the throw he had to Jefferson, 2 of them on the corner route when it was 2nd 15, backed up in their own territory on the 99-yard touchdown drive, dropped it right in the bucket over the shoulder to Jefferson. And then on the 4th down, Jefferson one-on-one with Deonte Banks. Banks actually played pretty good coverage. Jefferson beat him on the inside just a little bit, and Darnold fit it in a super tight window, and it was a hell of a throw by Sammy Dimes. But listen, my take on Darnold heading into the rest of the season. I said this in the offseason. I'm going to say it again. The Vikings' offensive success this season will come down to Sam Darnold. There are weapons. There's an elite play caller. There is everything you need for a quarterback to be successful. It's going to come down to 14, and we'll talk about the defense here in a little bit, but they're going to tell Sam Darnold every week, you get us to 21 points, we have a very, very good chance to win every single football game. But, nothing but love, nothing but respect for Sam Darnold, as this was a guy that has been scolded and ridiculed throughout his NFL career so far, and he has definitely flipped that script in game 1. But number 2 for me, Brian Flores is the best defensive coordinator in the NFL. There is nobody else I would rather want calling plays for this Vikings defense besides Flores, because he did a number on the Giants offense yesterday. Look at the total offense here for New York. Only 240 yards for 3.5 yards per play. They got home to Daniel Jones, had 2 interceptions. Did a good job containing the run game for New York. Only held them to 74 yards rushing, and that was 3.5 yards a clip. Forced 2 turnovers, and overall they did great. And, giving more, credit here to the defense. Andrew Van Ginkel, man, this dude was fantastic. He obviously had the pick 6. That was the buzz play. Vikings up 21-6. He housed it, took it to the house, and he ended that game in New York. That was an unreal play. But for Van Ginkel, my favorite play of the game was actually on the following the C.J. Ham fumble. When the Giants had the ball at the 10-yard line, Daniel Jones was about to escape throughout the pocket and step up and run for a touchdown. Van Ginkel showed his pursuit, threw the lineman off. He was able to wrap up Daniel Jones and get home for the sack. He was great, but also the other guy in the middle, Harrison Phillips, way to step up. HP, I was pretty worried about the interior of the Vikings defensive line heading into the season, as they didn't really have, too many dogs on that side or too many dogs at that position. But Harrison Phillips, he played like a dog yesterday. 5 tackles, huge TFL, and he had a huge sack as well. Again, when Daniel Jones was trying to step up in the pocket, evade for a big-time run, Harrison Phillips was able to, clamp down on that and get the sack. But number 3 for me, and I could have put this at number 1, Kevin O'Connell was dialing it up. And the one play that I loved the most was the Jalen Nailor touchdown. Motion Jefferson into the backfield. You got Darnold, running back, Justin Jefferson, orbit motion, read option on the inside zone. He pulls it. He pump fakes to Jefferson. Naylor sneaks out, and it is a wide open touchdown. They had 2 players on that play, butt naked, and they obviously ended up converting on that. But, my take on Kevin O'Connell, at the end of the season, we will be looking at him as a no-doubt top 5 coach in the National Football League. The culture he has instilled in Minnesota has been fantastic. His play calling has been fantastic. Yes, has he gotten cute at times over the last 2 years? 100%. But from what I've seen, and just early on in this season, I think we're going to be looking at KOC as the best play caller in Vikings history. That's my bold take for them. But overall, the offense looked good. They were humming on all 3 levels today. 312 total yards, 6.1 yards per play. Shout out to Kevin O'Connell. He stayed committed to the run, over 100 yards. His last 2 seasons, the Vikings have actually averaged less than 100 yards rushing, hence why they were ranked 29th and 27th the last 2 seasons. But overall, the offense looked good. They stayed on script, stayed on time, and I just saw Kevin O'Connell was very diligent when he was taking shots. That play the Naylor I just talked about, that was a scripted play that clearly they had all week. Got the right coverage, took advantage, and he was just fantastic. All the love and credit to O'Connell after that game. But you guys let me know this. Kevin O'Connell, right now, is the blank best coach in the NFL. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. So right now, he's probably around top 10, top 8 maybe, but we're going to be talking about O'Connell as a top 5 coach at the end of this season. Now, I do want to tell you guys about today's presenting sponsor, and that is Prize Picks. If you guys download the Prize Picks app and use promo code CLNS, we'll hook you guys up with $50 instantly, and all you got to do is just play $5. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you just play $5. And you don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Now, Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members, and Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Unlike other apps, on Prize Picks, it's just you against the numbers. So all you do, you pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and start watching the winnings roll in today. Prize Picks is the real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy so that your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. If your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks, your picks are still alive. So download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play just $5. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play just $5. And you don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. 4th takeaway for me, Aaron Jones, man, he looked fantastic. I felt like every single time during that game, we were just one cut, one missed tackle away from Aaron Jones housing it. And he ran with aggression. He ran with, just this sense of like, nobody can meet me in the open field. Nobody can tackle me. And yeah, the stats aren't going to blow you away. It's not a game where he went for, 30 carries, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. No, he just did what he was asked to. That's why he had 14 carries, 94 yards. He was fantastic. And at a point, he had 8 carries for 80 yards. And obviously at the end of the game, Giants were loading the box, trying to get the Vikings offense off the field, and Aaron Jones, still able to be effective. But I am telling you, we are going to have a game this season where Aaron Jones runs for, 25 carries, 175 yards, the whole 9, and he's going to be the biggest reason why the Vikings win. But also big shout out to Ty Chandler. I thought he was great out of the backfield, had 3 catches for about 25 yards. I thought he was really explosive as well. But, for the first time in a while, I'm actually feeling great about the Vikings running back group. It's the last 2 seasons with Cook and Madison. I never felt, very confident in that group moving forward. But now with Aaron Jones, Ty Chandler, just fantastic stuff from the running back room yesterday. But last takeaway, NFC is wide open. And this gets me to my biggest gripe on NFL media members and NFL analysts is that everybody chalked it up. Vikings will no doubt finish last in the division. Caleb Williams is going to take over with the Chicago Bears, and they're going to be one of the best teams in the NFL. Nick Wright has them going to the Super Bowl, yada, yada, yada. Packers are going to, potentially make the Super Bowl as well. Lions are locked to make the Super Bowl, and I like the Lions a lot. They're a great football team. But on Friday night, Packers lost to the Eagles. I didn't think they looked that good. I thought this looked like a very, very gettable team. I didn't really see, obviously, different levels of competition with the Packers playing the Eagles in Brazil, Vikings playing the Giants in MetLife Stadium. But overall, I didn't see a whole lot from the Packers that, really, really impressed me, but I just think this NFC is wide open, more specifically the NFC North, because yesterday the Bears, I mean, this was one of the luckiest wins in NFL history. You know, they blocked a punt, brought it for 6. Will Levis had one of the worst interceptions I ever seen. And the man, Caleb Williams, obviously it's his first career start, but only had 95 yards. And I couldn't even imagine the conversation that we would be having if hypothetically J.J. McCarthy started this week for the Vikings. And he went in there, and even if the Vikings won 24-17, but if he only threw for 94 yards, we would have so many people taking victory laps around saying, I was right on JJ. And this is not me saying I was right on Caleb Williams, but he is an inaccurate quarterback. Bears don't have a good offensive or defensive line. I don't believe in their coaching staff. I will promise you, bold take here, Vikings will finish with a better record than the Chicago Bears this upcoming season. Obviously, I have to wait and see how that plays out. But, hey, if you guys made it to the end of today's show, give me a SKOL down below in the comments section. I'll show you guys some extra love down there. Make it look like U.S. Bank Stadium. Home opener this Sunday versus San Francisco 49ers. Can't wait to get after it. But also, if you guys want more Vikings highlights, Vikings news updates on Twitter, that's my handle right there, at Pat Sieps. Give me a follow over there. I'll give you a follow right back. Shout out to the Vikings for going 1-0, week 1 of the NFL season. SKOL Vikes.